welcoming true innovation. Audie Steel and Engineering proudly presents the Audie SAR100.
Good morning, people. I am getting out of my newly designed SAR100 drilling rig. As you can see, it is on a very small truck. This is a 5-ton FAW 8140 FL, and the rig is basically as high as the cab. You can drive anything you can drive the cab under, you should be able to fit in. Let's start with the features of this rig. Firstly, here in front you've got a automatic hammer lubricator or hammer oil dispenser. In front you've got two outrigger jacks. Both of them have got a 600mm stroke with a foot plate, and they are all hydraulic, and they can be taken off by removing these bolts and get repaired separately. You don't have to, it's not welded on. Secondly, the engine. This is a KHM 912 model, the 3-cylinder, and it supplies you at coastal areas with 33 kilowatt of power. Next, we get to the gear pump. This is a bushing gear pump. Currently the stages are 30, 20, 15, and because it's a bushing gear pump, it can go up to pressures of 240 bar. We are not using the pressure up to its full capacity, and the drill rig is rated at 170 bar. That's what we've set all the pressures on. So if you look at the lasting ability of this, it should last you many years before you have to replace it. As you can see, the pump is connected to the engine with a pump carrier plate, and inside we've got a center flex coupling. It is a German design coupling, and it shortens the distance the pump from the motor where the pump will end. You connect your compressor. It has got a 2-inch spud on. All the air pipes on this machine is 2-inch. It also has a place where you can hook your safety whip on, and obviously it's got a sticker that says air intake. Okay. The hydraulic tank is mounted on this side. The engine and the hydraulic tank, we've mounted it on this side to balance the load of the drill rods on the other side, so that the machine is sort of in a balanced position. We're using an in-tank filter, 380 liter per minute, to not create any restrictions. Then we've also got a filter on the intake side, and we've built it in such a way that you can actually clean the tank inside if you need to. After a while you'll find that there might be muck and stuff that collects at the bottom of the tank. The tank also has magnets at the bottom that any steel that returns back from the system, shavings and stuff like that, should be captured by the magnet and not pulled into your hydraulic pump. The engine, which we call a donkey motor, or the hydraulic power packs fuel, is supplied by a 35-liter fuel tank in the center of the drill rig. I'm not using the truck's tank as you don't want to run out of diesel while you are on site. So the long and the short of it is the tank makes it better. This is a 180-liter tank, fuel tank, and is enough to get you to the closest garage. Here we've got our return line manifold. All our return lines are coming into this and gets dumped back into the hydraulic tank. Our hydraulic oil level has got a sticker or indicator which shows you where you can it should be, the level should be, as well as a temperature gauge which will help you to protect against mistakes where the oil overheats. The system has been designed not to overheat. So because we don't have a cooler on the system, the volume of oil and the spacing of the items and the size of the return lines and the pipes have been made so that we generate as little as possible heat. It means that we can run the system 24 hours a day for 2 days before the temperature of the oil reaches 80 degrees. Now let's look at the control box. Obviously in the center it shows you who manufactured this, who designed and manufactured this, Audie Steel and Engineering, and there's my cell number and my website if you want to take a closer picture. We've made the stickers very clear, large descriptive stickers that will tell you what each function does, and after we've pasted the stickers on, to prevent it from being washed off afterwards, we've sprayed the whole control panel and all the stickers with a clear coat that prevents you from, with high pressure, being able to blast underneath the stickers. We've got the 3 stages of the hydraulic pumps pressure gauges here. They are all measured up to 400 bar, though our running pressure is 170 bar, which is about there. So that's about vertical. Here on the control we've got a foam pump, which I haven't shown you when we were in front. I'll show you just now. We've got the auto feed, which is a detent setting. The reason why we're using the auto feed is to give you down pressure but not heat up the oil. If we're using the fast feed and we were to reduce the flow of the oil from the fast feed or the bigger stage, we would generate more heat than what is really necessary. Our rotation also has a detent for, and the downward is for right hand around, and up is obviously for left hand around. We've got an emergency stop for in case there's a problem, and then we've got the light switches. We've also got these LEDs here that gives you light on your control panel at night. You know that while drilling you will end up most of the time ending at night if the customer is late in payment or something unforeseen, or actually I shouldn't say unforeseen, any driller should know that these type of things happen. So lights is essential on this. The main air valve is situated here, open and close, and the reason why I've put it close to the control panel is that you don't want to go and close the tap at a different place on your drill rig. So everything for the operator is here. At the back we've got the same outriggers as in front. They're also a 600mm stroke. It's a 80 barrel, 60 shaft cylinder. Now these outriggers are capable of each handling 8 ton, but your sideways load will create a problem if you didn't have a dump tower. like we've got here. We take all the weight off the truck. The outriggers are just there to level the truck out. Afterwards, we dump the tower to the ground, and the weight of the drill string and the drilling happens on the ground. Let's start it up and level it out, so that we can have a look at the tower and the tower structure. Currently reading the engine so that you can hear my voice. Now I'm going to put the tower up. The important part to note is that currently the drill rig is up on its outriggers, but the tower is not in position to be drilling. So let's move the tower to the drilling position. Now, as you can see, the tower moves up and down, and the reason for that is there's a leg that we mount. If you look at that leg, that will go down about up to the ground. Usually you will put down a sweeper to be able to keep your tower on the ground, and it reduces the amount of weight. All the drill string weight going down into the ball will hang on this point, and the further this point is away from your swivel or from your outrigger carrying point, the more weight is this the weight basically tries to pull the drill rig over like that. So we move the point to closer to the ball. And that gives you the advantage that you take all the weight off your outriggers. So the outrigger doesn't have to carry and be so sturdy that they add too much weight to the drill rig. Especially with a small rig like this, weight is your enemy. You need to reduce the size far enough, but not too much. And this is what we've tried to accomplish here. The drill head is a swivel head, and we use this nifty design with a magnet to keep our tilt handle in place without having a huge problem with a bracket or a chain or whatever. A magnet is a wonderful thing. The feature is our outrigger, our breakout cylinder. Now a breakout cylinder, the problem is if I put the breakout cylinder here, I'm basically pulling on the tower and I'm trying to twist the tower. Now, we've built the tower sturdy, but we're trying to give you the option, if you want to increase the length of that cylinder to drill an angled hole, you want the outrigger to be on the tower, but you don't want a huge piece of item standing out here doing that. So I use a cable, a wire rope, and I'm basically redirecting the force so that my breakout chain can get to the spanner from this side, and the cylinder works up and down. To be able to load your drill rods from the side, we will use the tilt arm. Now you can load your drill rod from the front. After your drill rod has been loaded, obviously there will now be more than one person doing this, and you will take your drill rod to the top. Now currently we are we are running very slow because I'm not revving the engine so that you can hear me. So the rotation, there is your rotation on. The reason why it is shattering a little bit is because we've painted where the slide is running, and you will see that is a 3.4 meter stroke. This rig can take 3 meter drill rods. You can use 114, but for the load capacity on this truck I'm using 89 mil, but with internal flush threading. As you can see, the tower structure is a little bit different from other structures. We have the dump tower on the inside, and we've got the main tower slide on the outside. And to prevent it from twisting like channel usually does, we've actually boxed the back side of the channel. And you can see we've welded right through from top to bottom. At the bottom you've got a 25mm table, and if you look at the inside of your table, you can literally put a 10-inch casing into the ground. There is pins to keep the top section of your table in place. I just want to show you the other functions of the tower. One is your rotation speed. You can set it. You can, if you look at there it is slow, and actually it can go from 0 right up to 60 RPM. Then on your feed, you can also, you have an auto feed which you put in. You can engage it, and it will slowly but surely move. You can go from standing still to top speed. So the bottom line is all the functions of a big rig is incorporated into this rig. Even lights, foam pump, dump tower and hydraulic outrigger. And this all comes on a small unit that can be driven underneath a shade net if you want to. We are on the left hand side of the drill rig. Here we've got a 350 liter water tank, as well as a high pressure foam pump. Two functions. One is to pump water into the bowl or foam into the bowl, and the second function is to help you clean the drill rig after you've drilled. We wanted a drill rig that is small but can carry its own drill rods up to 120 meters. Now a trailer drill rig has not got the ability to carry that much drill rods and be able to drill to 200 meters. We've added a toolbox inside there. You've got your spanners for loosening and fastening your drill rods. And let's just open it and show you inside, as well as your drill bush and your subsaver, drill bush, spanners and casing clamp. In front we've mounted a outrigger with a 600mm stroke. It has a boot around the chrome shaft so that it protects it from stones and dust and stuff like that. And all the outriggers have got PO check valves to prevent it from falling over, or prevent the rig from falling over in the case of a pipe burst. The design intent for this rig was to handle boils in rural villages and in small spaces. The problem with big rigs is that they eventually get to a point where they cannot enter. And we're trying to build something that caters for that type of market.